Everybody has one in their packets for their records, but we can go through here page by page, and then if the council members have any questions, or I can, we'll go through. This is what they call the upper part. This is the city $1 million contribution portion here, and so I'm not going to read everything. If council tells me when they've had a chance to look it over, if you want to compare it, the Exhibit A to the FEDC plan is the one to compare it to. And if there's any specific questions or anything, or when you want me to change the page, just yell out and I will do so.
You just go through your process. If we got a question, we'll ask it.
All right. Basically, I'm going to show on here. So you've got the prep work here on item 1, which is the baseball field number 1, the 300 feet is all out of the city funds, 158,132, and then freight delivery installation brings it up to the 170, which is actually a little bit off of what is on there. Sean, are you here?
Just, maybe you can turn a backlight on here where we can see.
So we can see what's on
what
the...
we have, and leave the front lights off up there.
All right. So you'll see, there we go. All right, so on your total for 1, it's the same number as you've got on Exhibit A. And it's at 170,632. On the second one, it's the 168,403. Let me actually make sure here. There we go. See if there's a quicker way than going through there. For 3, it's 142,053. And 4, it's 144,578. So those are all of your baseball fields that are coming out of the city funds for improvements under the tax note. And then a portion of that, I'm scrolling through all the little line items here. Is that okay? Does anybody want me to slow down on the line items? On here, we've got the subtotal of 160,286 with the total of the 179,289, which brings, I don't have my calculators, but that's the total for the 4 baseball fields on there, correct, Henrietta? Those are the ones that you were using. Then, as part of the city, we don't have the T-ball fields. I believe those have been removed off to using FEDC funds. We've got the football fields, which come in at just about $958,000. The tips discount is the buy board essentially discount that goes on there, and that brings everything together to be the $1 million that we are obligated on that FEDC agreement to have as the city contribution. So that fulfills our obligation, and that is the exhibit to the first of the new contracts that are in your package. That is I think I had that reversed. That's actually B. Sorry. Installing it. Another recess? There it goes. Thank you. Okay. And so this is the remainder of the 1.43 that's not quite the entirety of the FEDC's obligation. So any overruns or anything of that nature will come out of these funds. So we've got some of the dirt work. We've got the athletic fields, the batting and pitching cages, which are I have all of these out of order. They're on the same page as the football field 1 in your Exhibit A on there. I don't have the page numbers here, and I shuffled them around while we're matching everything up. But they're going to be this 77,930, which is the same as in that Exhibit A to the park plan. And then the athletic field other, we have to jump around again. It doesn't quite follow exactly in the packet. But it is on the same one as the park entry and plaza one. Oh, so we finally get two back there. So the athletic field other comes out to be the 77,000, which you'll see right there, which matches up with the Exhibit A. Then the entry and plaza is the 227,868, which matches up with the FEDC agreement Exhibit A. The parking improvements are the 92,950, which match up. The recycled items on there come out to the 27,753, matches up. And then the lighting, which is on here as the lighting allowance was 460,000. So that's got the total lighting and electrical on here. It's got this budget leaves, it's got 325,000 and 135,000 separated out, but together they combine to that 460 there. And then the T-ball backstops, which go back to the first page. Which matches up. Oh, sorry. Sorry, the third page, I believe, which matches up to the 14,999.96. Going through the subtotal with the discounts, contingencies, it adds up to the 1.2223, which combined with the city equals the amount that was in the original proposed site plan. So it's been separated out. All of the items add up. I know Henrietta has talked with Heartland to make sure that they match up. I haven't not gone line by line, but the overall amount for each part of the project matches up between the original agreed park plan and the one that's divided between the two funding sources. So if Henrietta has any comments on this, because this is more.
The only comment I have is that we did meet with Heartland on several different occasions before the contract was even signed. We needed to have 2 phases because $1 million needed to be complete enough just in case EDC at the time that we did this wasn't approved. And so they do work in tandem. So like the parking lot and things like that are in the second phase, but in the first phase we needed to have just in case it was just $1 million, we would have enough for a park to play. But since we have fundings for both aspects of it, we can move forward and to be able to do that. I believe in the agreement, they did agree to, EDC did agree to allow the buy board process to go forward. Heartland is the only company that can do that through the buy board that's listed. And so, yes, this represents what was initially started and talked about, and also what we gave to the state that we were going to do the city's portion as well as EDC's portion when we applied for the grant back in October of 2016.
And the grant is not part of this, right?
No, the grant is not part of this at all. But I said that because this is what we told the grant that we were going to do, that the city contribute, because they want to know how much the city is going to be putting into this park. So we did tell them we're doing this for the $1 million, and they're doing that for EDC, and that was the partners moving forward.
Any questions about the projection, or should we wake everybody up?
Do we have any comments or questions for Chris or Henrietta or Heartland while they're here?
Just to move on, let's get it over with. Mr. Baker. You want to come up, Mr. Baker?
Yeah, Chris, could you explain the, I think it's a $210,000 difference between our bond at 1.43 and the 1.22? It should be about a $210,000 difference, and I just wonder what those funds are being used for.
Right now, those funds aren't part of anything here. If there are overruns associated with the project, since they'd be approved funds for that, those are what those funds would go to. The way it was set up, I guess, originally was the 1.43 million would cover as much of the park, and then the city's contribution would cover the rest, but the only guaranteed contribution would come in under $1 million, and as part, we said we would contribute $1 million under the agreement. So
We have the 210 back.
if it does not get used, then I think it'll be returned to pay off those bondholders.
Oh, I'll find a place to use it, don't worry.
Any other comments or questions? All right, I will entertain a motion. Or do we need a motion?
We don't need a motion. Everything was approved at the last meeting. This was an informational, if anything had come up where these were off or anything like that in the intervening 2 weeks, we just wanted to have the ability there in case it was necessary. So this does not need a motion. It can be a no action.
When will the contracts be signed?
The contracts can be signed. Your motion at the last meeting authorized them to be signed. Once they were done, they are completed. These are the exhibits, the respective exhibits to each of the contracts. So they'll be signed when the mayor is ready to sign.
At the conclusion of this meeting.
At the conclusion of this meeting, then, sir.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right, I would like to move item 4A to our next item, to go into executive session. I will, item 4A, pursuant to section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code, consultation with attorney, convene in closed session. I will entertain a motion to go into executive session. I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Jimenez to go into executive session. Do I have a second? I have a second by Councilwoman Cantu. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Thank you. At 7:46. We will be back as soon as we can.